We're here at the AATS Mitral Conclave 2015, and I'm thrilled to be joined by Jinny. Jinny is the Vice President for Strategic Marketing and Advanced Technology with Edwards. I got all that out. Jinny, thanks for being. You know, Edwards has been a tremendous company in the valve space for years. I mean, you've helped with so many advances in surgical approach, obviously with the TAVR approach. So Edwards has been a stalwart in helping us to take care of patients. You've also been a big supporter of education. This is a phenomenal meeting, although we're here at happy hour time, but you know, 1,100, 1,200 people here today. How do you all, as a company that's supported so much, view a meeting like this, the importance of a meeting like the Mitral Conclave?
You know, I think Edwards has always worked so closely with physicians and had important key opinion leaders work with us, not just on products, but also to educate and to develop procedure from the very early days with Professor Carpentier.
Right.
So I think this has a tremendous forward step, not only preserving legacy, but also working with innovation and leading clinicians to go ahead and prepare for the next generation of products. So I think in the mitral products, Dave Adams, who has been a very strong leader in this area, for him to work with so many to create this meeting is incredible, and I think there's a lot of future in it.
Well, I mean, it's a tremendous meeting. It's the exchange of thoughts, the exchange of the interaction. You know, it's an interesting challenge of how do we educate people in the future, but watching the interactions here today, and you're right, Edwards has been a tremendous innovator in the field of education for not only physicians, but also now for consumers and things. So, Jinny, I'm going to get you to put your futuristic cap on. So,
all right.
Lots of activity here in the mitral space. Where are we going in the future with therapeutic approaches to mitral valve disease?
You know, I think there's a lot of controversy in this area, and you've taught me a lot of this along the years. But one of the things that we have learned from in the TAVR space is that there are patients that are not served, and many of them are very sick. And I think by having products, innovations that are able to treat those sickest of patients, I think it's an endeavor that is very worthwhile. The miniaturization of products is very important, and to go ahead and create another opportunity, other physician, other specialty to join in the fight for those patients with mitral regurgitation, and learning more about this disease is going to be important across, I think, the better treatment of this really big disease with a lot of patients that are afflicted by it.
So, Jinny, you all have been, as I've mentioned, innovators in the surgical approach to mitral valve disease, and obviously the TAVR space. The mitral, when you start moving into other approaches to the mitral than the historical surgical approach, it's a complex space, isn't it? I mean, with the annulus, the valve, the subvalvular apparatus, the ventricle.
I think historically that complexity even went back in the days of surgery. Do you go with a full ring? Do you go with a partial ring, flexible, rigid? So I think there's always been controversy, but I think in many ways that controversy lends to people getting more involved. There's something to be studied, there's something to be learned. It's not absolute. There is absolutely no gold standard. So to have more physicians, interventionalists, electrophysiologists, cardiac surgeons, heart failure specialty all get together to go and look for potentially a better treatment for this disease, I think is very worthwhile. I think, as you said about the TAVR space, finding a way to lessen the impact of patients, make it safer, easier, is something that we have found to be a worthwhile endeavor. Miniaturization of devices is very important, and I expect mitral valves, although difficulties
it's a challenge,
are going to be there. I think we've found some really tremendous leaps forward.
Yeah.
There are repair replacement devices and other techniques to repair or to help the ventricle, and I'm excited for one to be part of that space, and I think a meeting like the Mitral Conclave is going to be an important space for us to study this area.
I mean, I don't have any doubts that in the years to come that this meeting may be 50%, maybe more percentage of that where it is in in transcatheter techniques. But I think the interesting thing for me is that I'm sure for you as an innovator to see just to watch and learn and listen in people, you learn something different every time just as you listen to this firepower of presenters and cases. It's really fascinating.
One of the things I learned, not only just on the disease, but just the things that we we don't focus as much about, even economics, the ability to make sure that we are mindful of not just making an innovation, but making sure that it is cost effective and working closely with customers and patients and even the CMS side. So I think we're learning a lot, and all of the different people that make this product make it go forward. So really excited to be part of that.
Good. Well, listen, we really appreciate Edwards doing so much to help us help patients over the years, and certainly to supporting education things. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Enjoyed visiting with you.
I appreciate being here. New York is fun.
It is fun. See you. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.